Hello, hello, hello. This is Lilith70 on Love Bites Hard, and we're doing something completely different tonight because, frankly, I just want to keep drawing. And I promised I'd, give you guys all the information and scoop and everything like that. But yeah, I still want to keep drawing. It is, after all, Inktober. And I know I promised you guys I would talk about the 5 love languages, which I absolutely will, no doubt. But, we're just going to hang out and draw and do some stuff. Actually, it started another one over here. I'm actually doing 2 different Inktobers at once. The first one is, I started on this like fantasy kick, and that's cool, So, like here are the other ones that I did so far, because it's only the 7th, 6th, whatever. So, I started here with, the fungi or the fungus. It says, sure, come on over, everyone says. You're a fun guy, everyone says. Jerks, I don't even have legs. And then, of course, is the goblin. I mean, it's probably obvious, Then, witches, checking out her keto in the cauldron. Good news, Maggie. I have Newt is gluten-free. Ah! Oh, please don't drop. That would be horrible. Then, I don't know how to get you guys to see this one. No. I guess I just have to move this. And it was aliens. I need backup. She's figuring out the controls and wants to pick up a few million friends. Who said coming to 2020 was a good idea? Then Wonderland and Blade. And of course, because my big video game job was working on Alice Madness Returns. Yes, I'm that Lilith70. So of course, for Wonderland, I had to, you can't really tell because coloring is hard. But that's the Vorpal Blade from AMR. And she says, so this clearly disturbed girl flies through the Munchkin village, drops this fancy knife, and I've never seen anything cut through iron fruit so well. And today's was actually the magical yet and rodent. So I have this little mousy reading to his son, and you won't be able to find the very best cheeses yet, but one day you will. And I've actually talked about the yet before, about how and we're actually going to get into this more when we start talking about the ADHD and dealing with stuff like that. But yet is a super, super powerful word. Maybe I'll just keep doing this one. Yet is such a powerful word because it's like an apostrophe or a semicolon. It's not the end of the story. And especially with ADHD and stuff like that, it's really hard to remember that the story's not over. A lot of Audis have problems with this. Anybody with intense what I like to call personality glitches, where just things seem really overwhelming and really, really powerful and strong. Your feelings, they just get so big. That's when it's really, really hard to remember that the loudest word is not the last word. It's just the loudest. I was going to switch over my paper here because this one sucks. It's definitely not happy paper. It doesn't like to be erased. But I mean, we'll deal with it for a little while, right? I'll do the next one on the fancy paper. So funny little thing about me is I am ambidextrous. And I think I basically started off left-handed. And then I went to Catholic school in first grade. That was so much fun. I think there was like a broken bone in there too. Couldn't tell you. But what it means is that I draw with both hands. Different purposes. I do a lot of my detail work with my left hand. A lot of my detail, rather a lot of my erasing, smudging, and my rough sketches. I do that with my right hand because I know I'm going to erase it all later, you know, not a big deal. So our fancy girl here, our mermaid in a fancy teacup. I wrote this story once called Mermaids in Bathtubs. I suppose I should finish it sometime. But it's, I was trying to make it realistic. I suck at writing just straight fiction. I'm absolutely horrible at it. But the story was basically about a lady who comes from a very weird, eccentric family and tries really, really hard to be normal. Obviously, things don't work out so well, especially when her mom shows up and tries to like basically cash in old favors. Yeah. At least that was the last iteration. It was at one point a screenplay, which I do not write well, by the way. And a novel in another iteration. There we go. A little bit more of a swoop there. But always had a thing for mermaids and teacups. I want a little bit there. Yeah, just like that. So Gryphon came in earlier and I was doing my little bit of sushi. Love sushi. Well, I liked sushi before it was all like, you know, horrifically toxic and everything like that. So I was, you know, trying out this setup earlier and Gryphon came in and he looked at the screen and goes, "You're drawing with your right hand." I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm not doing my detail work yet." He's like, but you're drawing with, and at first I was like, "No, I couldn't be drawing with my right hand." He's like, "No, you wear your watch on your right hand." I'm like, "I do." And of course I've got like, you know, tattoos. So it's not like I can get away with it. But I had to think about it. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess I am." Huh. Cool. Oh, I really like the textures I do. That I can do with my left hand. My right hand's like, I don't know, too aggressive. There we go. Like I keep trying to do shading with my right hand and it just doesn't work out very well. know, if anybody shows up and gives me opinions, I might actually like, I don't know, color this? Ooh. So. I figure Panda will probably be screaming it at some point later. Confused. I mean, she's usually confused, but you know what the heck. I don't have an enormous amount of content to share for the 5 love languages, although I was going to give a bunch of really, really cool examples. But this was actually just a placer video until I finish this research for next week's stream, which is going to be probably the first of many. Discussions of ADHD. So, none of these things look, well, he doesn't look very octopusy. Let's close him off there. So, I think last week, you know, we were sitting and discussing with Panda towards the end of the night, because, you know, she's here, about how ADHD is, can really affect how you perceive love, how you receive love, how you give love in a lot of different ways. Because one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is ADHD is not just the very poorly named can't sit still disease. It enormously affects what you pay attention to. So one of the reasons why it's so frequently comorbid with depression, for instance, is because all your little brain goblins sit there and pay attention to all the absolutely fucking wrong things that are going on in your relationship. And so they don't pay attention to things like, oh, how sweet, you know, she makes dinner every night, and he brought me coffee, and we've been together for 25 years. They just pay attention to things like, what did that mean? Why isn't he coming to bed at the same time I am? Well, what did she mean by that? You know? And if you don't have a good understanding of your condition being an ADHDer, you can end up in some very, very deep shit of your own making without even realizing it. That actually does bring us a bit to, just very, very briefly, to the 5 love languages. Last week we talked about the 7 words for love. And for those that are watching this late and didn't happen to see that one, the 7 words for love are super important. They're Greek, and they are a phenomenal way to kind of tell when and if your relationship is well balanced. I guess I could actually roll these back real quick. Let me go over here and show you guys this. I mean, why not, right? So, and of course, we're going to go through this very quickly because this is just a recap. So eros is the word that is your zing. It is the greater than the sum of its parts. If you sat down and you think about all the reasons why you love your partner, it's still not going to add up to actually how big you feel about your partner. It's the butterflies when they hold your hand, being able to spot them in a crowd. It's just the attraction, and as we discussed before, you can experience all 7 types of love with any given person, and they're going to be expressed in lots of different ways. So you get a certain level of eros with your kids. I mean, that's the thing that makes you just go, oh my God, he's so adorable. Yes, he's being an absolute little shit right now, but oh my God, look at those cheeks. Then there's philia, which is, being friends, having things in common, knowing each other's favorite color, how they like their coffee. In Greiven's case, he doesn't, but he does still drink it because it's a great source of caffeine. And I do my best to find ways for him to get it without it tasting like, coffee. You can vent at each other, you can call each other out, you can play games together honestly. But the big thing is you trust your friends with your intimate emotional well-being. And intimate, of course, is not sex, it's vulnerability. Pumpkin spice, let the spice flow. Ludus is, it's the sexy times. It's the flirty times. And as we explored with Panda last week, it's also like any sort of intense sensory moment that helps define the nature of your love. Like sitting down with your kid and having caramel popcorn, or having just a really beautiful moving experience, music or smells or whatever. It's just something sensory. It doesn't have to be intimate, obviously, when we're talking just about the sexy part, but that sure helps. Doesn't have to be serious, doesn't have to be sexual. Consent, of course, is a huge part of it. And talking about your needs and desires, focusing on each other's interest, taking interest in each other's pleasures. Storge, the protective love. This is the, hey, it's cold outside, grab a sweater. It's also the, hey, it's, oh crap, it's almost 9:30. Did you take your meds yet? It is fierce. It can be misinterpreted as being mommed or dadded or smothered. But also, if you feel like your partner is momming you or dadding you or smothering you, recognize that they are trying to express their storge, but, have a discussion, draw a boundary. Pragma, of course, the practical side of love, fair division of labor, but also making sure that pragma is the love that gets you through when nothing else seems to want to get you through. It's the practical thing. It's, if I leave now, who the heck is going to take this kid to soccer on Tuesday? Okay, fine. It is choosing your partner every day, even when it's hard to choose your partner. Philotia is self-love, not me love, but it's self-love. This is making sure that you are okay because you cannot pour from an empty cup. Self-love is not being selfish. Self-love is taking care of yourself. You're not going to do anybody any good if you've bled out. Take a minute. Use a bandage. That's good stuff. Find yourself a surgeon. It is also setting clear boundaries, treating yourself and others fairly. And what's really cool is when, of course, this was obviously written for my premarital education class, is when you have a really solid relationship, your partner becomes part of your self-love process, your philosia. Agape, this is the one that everybody goes, what? Because it's universal love. Like hashtag wear a mask, hashtag wash your hands. Wash your hands, wash your hands. Be kind to strangers, because it defines what your values are and whether or not you share them together. More beautifully though, when your agape is invoked with your partner, it's the part that makes you want to be the best person you can be. I mean, that's truly one of the hallmarks of a long-lasting, powerful love, is wanting to be the best version of ourselves. Okay? So all that having been said, you also, you get to balance it out. Rather, you have to balance it out. When you need, if you feel like something's going wrong in your relationship, refer back to that list and kind of figure it out. This is not what I want. This is what I want. It's not even the right end. There we go. Lovely. I don't even know if you guys can even see what the heck I'm doing. I'm making small incremental changes, you know, like you do. Nice, and there we go. So that actually brings us neatly to our thing today, which is supposed to be the 5 love languages. But instead I'm drawing, at least for a minute. I realized after, starting this series in this notebook, I went to go ink one of my pieces and realized that the one from the day before had completely soaked through. That's not supposed to happen. So I need my erasers again. So I got this idea to just kind of talk about it while I was drawing. One, because, like I said, I don't just want to keep drawing. Could ask my parents. I had this problem a lot. Had this problem a lot growing up. Well, no, I don't want to stop and eat. I'm reading. I filled up book after book after book after book with the same dragon over and over and over again. But I also would not stop drawing so that I could go eat. In my defense, sometimes dinner wasn't going to be very good. I learned to cook very, very early on in self-defense. There we go. Yay. I like that little bit of texturing there. That makes me happy. Yeah. So, I don't think we have anybody on still. That's kind of disappointing. But not surprising. All right. So, just for a brief moment, let's flip over to my fancy schmancy cards again. The 5 love languages, baby. So love languages are a little weird. You flip through this and then just so you can see it, and then I'll flip back. Almost everybody knows about them. Everybody receives all 5, which is why when we organize them, it's just most to least favorite instead of just saying, well, this is the one I use. But also people have giving and receiving languages that are often not the same. Okay, so like one of my favorite examples of this is that and your love languages evolve over time, which is important to be conscious of, because if you get stuck if you get it stuck in your head that, oh well, my love language is touch, and then after like a year, like you don't get the butterflies and the shivers and stuff like that when your partner touches you, you might be under the erroneous idea that that maybe you don't love them anymore, or maybe they're just not doing it for you, when that's absolutely not the case. The problem is that there's no problem at all. It's just that you have evolved your preferred style has turned into something a little different. Nothing wrong with that. And yes, that is based on a true story. So one of my favorites is that for a long time, my preferred love language has always been words of affirmation. And Gryphon has learned really, really well over time to use words of affirmation, even though he doesn't like receiving them. He's in his words, because of his own experiences, words are lies, which was difficult for me, because I was like, because my first thing is, I love you and you're gorgeous, and I don't just say that because it's my obligation or responsibility. I just really, really love you, and I really, really think you're gorgeous. And I don't know if you guys were here for maybe you didn't hear the apology thing. We're going to talk about apologies later too. But I want that a little shakier. There we go. Anyway, he got to be really, really good at that. And his primary love language to receive is touch. But it turned out that mine, and I think a lot of people's, it's like this. Again, this is something that we totally need to explore more. I wonder if I should start a study. That'd be kind of fun. When I'm mad at him, my primary love language is gift giving. Absolutely. Hands down. Well, actually, I should say it used to be. Because I still like giving him things, but I don't really get mad at him very much anymore. I guess lucky for both of us. But it used to be whenever I was mad at him, as kind of the way to remind myself of all the things that I love about him, I would buy him something neat. I'd buy him something nice, something that he enjoyed. So that's why you don't get it. Hey, that is not true. I get you different things now. And the reason you don't get anything anymore, Griven, is because you keep buying stuff for yourself. It's really hard to buy things for somebody who... Also, we never leave the house, so it's really hard for me to go sneak out and, like, get you some roses or a candy bar. Get your ice cream all the time, you know? But, you know, after a while, I wasn't mad anymore. But I used that love language to remind myself of why he was, one second here. Oh, I see what that is. To remind myself of how much I loved him. Sorry, I gotta close some extra stuff here. Yes. You go bye-bye, you go bye-bye. You can also go bye-bye. Oh, that helped a great deal. Yay! My CPU is about to jump out of my machine and hit me. It was scary. So when I was mad, that was like the primary love language I wanted to give. And it was also a way to kind of, even though he didn't realize that's what I was doing, I found out later. It was I guess it was my way of sort of assuring him that I wasn't going to be mad forever, and that I wasn't going to dwell on things forever. And that's an important thing. I love my dogs. For me as a partner, that's kind of an important thing for me to communicate, because I have in the past been, I won't say stoic, but when I shut down, I shut down. And there's a whole lot of stuff going on under the surface. And I have been accused of abandoning a relationship, even though really I'm just trying to get my head wrapped around whatever the problem was. Which of course makes me want to go abandon the relationship. Weird. Especially when they get violent and aggressive and shitty. Not that that's ever happened. Several times. Horribly. And I have a theory. It was one of the things I was actually finding as I was digging around a little bit today. I have a theory that love languages and the way they evolve correlates with certain personality types. And I don't mean, oh, you like giving gifts, or getting gifts, so you're materialistic, because that's like the opposite of it, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. But like attachment styles, I think, have a lot to do with it. And of course, you guys haven't gone through I'm assuming you haven't gone through my premarital education class, but attachment styles is one of the things that we talk about kind of a lot because, it's easy to imagine that attachment styles can get a little weird when things are bad. Okay, and the different attachment styles are, you've got anxious, clingy. Oh my God, everything's going to go bad, so I need to, to hang on tighter, and it's very, very codependent, kind of thing. And then there's the avoidant type, which is things are going to go bad, so I need to like circle the wagons and back off as much as possible. And then there's the secure type, which is, everything's fine. Everybody's got their shit. Everything's hunky-dory. And I think that to a certain degree, we all kind of shift back and forth between that, depending on what's going on. The problems, of course, where you might need a little bit of extra help is when you feel like you're avoidant or anxious, feeling insecure, even when there's nothing bad going on. And while on one hand that could be, hey, there's something wrong with the relationship, the other possibility is that you need a tune-up, man. You need to apply some patches. 1 second. I need to make a little like hold music thing when I need to step away for a brief moment. So, I think one of the other reasons that love languages is so important to learn is for your self-love expression as well. If you go and you take advice from Tumblr and you sit there and you try to, bury yourself in a blanket burrito for 6 weeks, when what you really need is service, that's go out and do something for yourself, then there you go. So let's talk about what the actual love languages are. Getting back to the theory, the idea I have is that I think that the way the love languages are expressed is can correlate, not causative, but can correlate in certain ways to where you are in your attachment cycle. All right, so let's do this first. Touch. Touch me. Touch is not sex. In fact, sex is not one of the love languages at all, and for very good reason. We were talking about how you can express all of the 7 types of love with anybody, with your kids, with your partner, with your parents. You don't really want sex to be a big part of that. I'm just saying this thing. Touches, usually not necessarily platonic, but non-sexual, gentle and loving touch. It could be just holding hands, stroking someone's hair, making skin contact. Sometimes it's a strong bone-cracking hug or just brushing an arm against your partner with intention. And that's like the biggest part of it, is what is the intention? The most important part about identifying touch as one of your love languages is that it should be heavily negotiated. A lot of body folks list touch as one of their top love languages to receive, but they also have sensory issues. So only certain types of touch are okay. When boundaries are established, respect them aggressively. So that be me. I actually did not realize how powerful touch was for me as a love language until I met Gryphon, because touch is so weird for me in the first place that it was very hard for me to imagine that I could sustain a touch with somebody without being overwhelmed, without feeling incredibly overstimulated. So this was a big deal. I mean, I've told the going to sleep story probably at least 2 or 3 times now. But I refer the reader back to the previous chapter. Because that was just a really, really big deal. It was that coming home feeling for me, but it was also just feeling safe. And so even now, we're home all the time. We have our long evenings, just relaxing, unwinding. And we're sitting on opposite sides of the couch, usually because Tank is chaperoning. And just reach over and just kind of make sure that I'm touching his arm, or we're holding hands, or something like that. And because touch is a big love language for Gryphon. And that kind of intention, it's not just, sorry. I just happened to be touching your hand. That kind of intention is the difference between a love language and, I guess, an oops language. What do you call that? You two calm down. I mean, that's what makes it a love language, is intention. I have no idea what's going on with this bin. I am just like totally winging it. Ha, 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 ha. I need a laugh track. Can somebody cue me up? I need a laugh track that I can just like hit a button and cue up. Live from a studio audience from like 15 years ago. I think it'd be funny. I think I'm funny. I know I'm the only one. But when you get to the part where you're with a partner and touch comes up as a subject of, hey, this is my love language, then that's when you really, really, really need to get into the process of negotiation. Now remember, I'm sure we've discussed this before. Ha ha, yeah. See, I'm hilarious. I got like 3 ha's out of them. That's impressive. But we talked before, and of course we'll talk again. We never compromise. We're talking about our needs, we're talking about our wants, we're talking about love languages, we're talking about types of love. Do not compromise. If you fit it, okay, the difference between compromising and negotiating is compromising means somebody or everybody has to give up something they want in order to make the deal work. And that's fucked up, man. Don't do that. Negotiating means that everybody gets what they want, based on what's most important. Or I should say everybody gets what they need. That's probably more accurate. Everybody gets what they need. And so when you're sitting down and you're negotiating touch, hey, this is a big deal for me, but I only like it certain ways, your partner should not have to say, nope, this is the only way it's going to be okay. This is the only way I'm going to do it. Because if that's the case, well, 1, 2, 3, not it. That is not your person. Sorry, man. Your partner cannot listen to your feedback and understand how you want to be touched, then they're not going to respect other parts of your needs or other parts of your relationship. And that's just really not cool. If it's something like, wow, I don't know if I can do that. Well, I think that's where y'all need to get some coaching going on there. Okay? I don't know if I can touch you light enough for it to matter. I don't know if I can touch you hard enough for it to matter. Those are both coaching issues. Training issues, shall we say. Yeah, I know her tail looks more like a lobster claw, but whatever. She's in a teacup. She does part lobster on her grandfather's side. There we go. Yeah. Especially with touch, the negotiation is particularly important because it's not just about, hey, can you do that? It's about consent, and consent is about respect. And respect is not, I acknowledge your authority, and we'll talk about this a lot. Respect is, I acknowledge who and what you are. I can respect someone in that I acknowledge that they're a complete fucking asshole. Do they have a right to live? I mean, I guess. Y'all know that I'm talking about Nazis, I'm sure. There are much better things I'd like to spend my bail money on. Come on. Nice little frill, just like that. Why was I talking about bail money? Crap. Oh, yeah, respect. Respect your partner. Respect your partner's boundaries. Don't make excuses for not respecting their boundaries, because then you're just being an asshole. All right, the next one is words of affirmation. Now, I should have mentioned this on the slide talking about touch, because it's really true for all of them. But I think more so for words of affirmation. Words of affirmation tend to be very double-edged for people. So first, yes, see, he's giving me words of affirmation. He thinks I am best dog mom. He is right, of course. Oh my gosh. So words of affirmation, this is not just I love you. I mean, I love you is nice and all. It's fine. But I'm so proud of you. I got this. You got this. Verbal confirmation. Wow, that's amazing. Hey, could you punch this part up more? Being honest. In the very, very simple way, it's also thank you and please and I'm sorry. It is super important, again, to negotiate what words of affirmation really are. It is the difference between being a bad girl and being a naughty girl. Somebody calls me a bad girl, I'm gonna punch him in the face. Naughty girl can get you someplace if you're griping. But interesting. Did I already talk about the interesting story? Did we talk about that yet? The interesting story. Okay, so words are kind of important. So there was a gentleman that I was dating 9-10 years ago. Really nice guy. Okay, he was a really nice guy. A little odd, but a really, really nice guy. Maybe too nice. He had a hard time expressing verbally any sort of emotional anything. And my birthday's a big deal, because it's Halloween. It's actually a few days before Halloween, but I didn't know that when I was younger. That's a whole other story. So this guy, I invite him to go with me to my birthday thing, and he shows up. And I got dressed up to the nines. I was wearing my red leather corset. I was going as Lucy from Bram Stoker's Dracula. So, little vampire. It was cheesy. Yeah, fine, whatever. But I was short on time and I had this stuff on hand. So why the heck not? And he walks in and I think I look amazing. And I say, oh, so what do you think? And he goes, oh, well, that's, interesting. Interesting. All right. Okay, cool. All right. It's I suck at catching jokes, like badly. So I think, maybe I missed something. All right, cool. So we're in the car. He's decided he's going to drive. I'm meeting a couple of friends of mine who also don't drink. He doesn't drink. I don't drink very much. And in the car, I'm like, so words mean different things to different people. So could you tell me, just let me in, what does interesting mean to you? And he's like, well, interesting. Like, you got the cleavage showing up here, you got the legs showing down there, so it's so it's interesting. Wow. Okay. I rode in silence until we got to the restaurant that I picked out, because I was trying not to fucking cry. Because I don't think I've been dissed quite that nonchalantly in my life. Now, a little bit of I guess background. I had been divorced, or was still trying to work on getting divorced, but single, previously married, and my ego had taken quite a few hits surrounding my ex's relationship with other women who were near us. Not going to get too specific. You know what? Why the fuck not? So the ex-husband, one Christmas, his job was to buy all the pajamas. All right, every Christmas we get, one person gets all the pajamas. We get one person takes care of the books, and it's not just like, okay, we go out and spend all the money. It's like we coordinate these things. So we got books, we got one goofy thing, we got one special thing, and pajamas. Everybody gets new pajamas. Well, ex-person, not the dead guy, by the way, got me this, first of all, satin pajamas from Victoria's Secret. First of all, I can't stand satin. I can't wear satin. I have never been able to wear satin. And it wasn't like those cute, like little, tutty. No. This was the drawstring pants and button-down shirt that was also, by the way, a size too big. So I was absolutely swimming in. And the girl who was staying with us, that he was definitely not fucking. Definitely not fucking. He got her a little see-through baby doll Mrs. Santa teddy with the marabou feathers and the little eye patch panties, and he insisted that had nothing to do with me, had nothing to do with, he was just a joke. And everybody, because everybody was at our house for Christmas, everybody saw her open that, saw me open mine, and her face went white as a sheet. Everybody looks at her, everybody looks at me, everybody looks at him like, what the serious kind of fucking crack did you smoke? Oh my God. And I got up and I said, I have to go fix something. And so I went and reattached a door that was broken before I got there. I promise, that particular moment. And I, needed to take the hinge off, put the hinge back on, all this. And this guy had the fucking balls to come in and say, why are you mad? And it is the only time in my entire life I have said, if you don't know why I'm mad, I can't explain this to you. I can't. I mean, so unfortunately, nice guy, stuck his finger right in that wound and just twisted it around and ripped it open, blood pouring out everywhere. It was not a good look for me. And the night didn't actually get much better. And, I thought I was really, really good at putting my foot in my mouth up to my hip. Well, this guy has a fucking PhD in it. Because it was unintentional. Like, for reals. He didn't mean to be that much of an ass. But definitely did not do a lot of serious dating after that. We hung out because, you know, we're friends. We had other things in common, but, you know, nope. Not, So, words have power. How you use them has power. And you need to share which words are important to you and which words are bad. And why. That's kind of an important thing. Why are they bad? Because here's the other side of it. When you use the word good, linguistically, it's fucking lazy, man. Just don't do it. Be specific, take note, comment on what you think makes something good. You know, oh, I love this flavor. You know, it's very bright, or it's a great color on you, or I really like the way your hair is today, or whatever. But someone whose words of affirmation is one of their top languages, like the number one language, you have to be really careful how you use words during an argument, because they're going to hurt so much worse. And you could end up in a much shittier situation. Like, okay, people get mad. People get mad and, oh, I just killed a bug. People get mad. They say shitty things. You have arguments. Okay, shit happens, man. Well, you've blown off your steam and you think that everything is, you know, all right, let's get back to good. Let's, you know, figure this out. And your partner is still sitting there shooting daggers at you every time you walk in the room. And you're like, okay, what did I miss? You didn't miss. You hit the target right squarely where it did not need to be hit, because you violated basically a sacred space. You know, it's right up there with a touch issue, with a consent issue. You know, it's not just, hey, this is the way I like to be touched. There also is almost always, this is where I do not want to be touched. This is how I do not want to be touched. This is a bad touch for me. There's always going to be something like that. And if you just violate that because you're mad, or because, you know, you think it's a joke or whatever, well, you got a problem, man. And the problem is not your partner. You're it. You're the problem. So when somebody's top love language is words of affirmation, and you say something really shitty, or you use one of their favorite words or one of their sacred words against them in a fight, dude, you fucked up like so bad. Like so bad. That's like, wow, so bad. That's not cool. And keep in mind that type and that level of a violation can happen with any of them, with any of the love languages. If somebody says, hey, look, this is my top thing, and you use it as a weapon, you dick. I don't care which gender you think you are, you dick. Like, bad. All right. Let's talk about gifting. Almost 201 every single time I teach a class. Everybody tries to put gifting down at the bottom because they don't want to seem like materialistic assholes. But the fact is, that is not at all what gifting is about. Gifting demonstrates to the person that you know them, that you know what they like, that you're not just that you're thinking of them in terms of their entire person. It's actually an example of individuation. You know, so we taught the kids this, have been trying to teach the kids this over many years. And that is, when you buy gifts for people, of course, we're talking about young boys, so this takes a long minute. Think about what they like. Don't think about what you like. Don't worry about what you like. Think about what they like. So like when we're trying to help the twins pick out a birthday gift for their mom, it's not, oh, well, I've got this toy car. Yeah, sweetheart, does she really like toy cars? Is that something that a mom lady is really going to be into, do you think? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, let's go back to the drawing board a little bit. Let's think about this for a minute. Yes. And that's actually part of the process when a child gets closer to becoming an adult, is they start individuating their parents in terms of seeing them as people, as opposed to mom and dad. Gifts don't have to be extravagant or expensive. They just have to matter to the person whose language is gifting. Now, a lot of times I've noticed that a lot of people whose love language is gifting, primarily to receive, it's something that they're collecting. Shot glasses, stuffed unicorns. I did have a boyfriend who collected stuffed unicorns. It was really adorable. If you travel a lot, you know, bring them back something from wherever you went. But also personality. You know, one of the very, very best gifts, finest gifts, obviously I'm not counting children in this, but the one thing that the aforementioned ex, again, not the dead one, got me that I love more than anything else was my pancake air compressor. I use the hell out of that thing. Oh my God. I've had it for like, 15 years now? I've used it to, let's see. Well, I installed hardwood floors with it. I have built cabinets with it. I built short stacks of bed with it in some places, like really just like putting the mesh together and stuff. Yeah, I use the hell out of that thing. Love it. It was not cheap. That is okay. And the fact that it was not cheap was not the important part, though. The important part is that I love power tools, you know, and I'll if I have to spend money on myself for a power tool, I promise you I'm going to get the cheapest piece of crap. I mean, not the cheapest piece of crap, but almost the cheapest piece of crap. But if somebody gets one for me that's like really fancy schmancy, then I'm like theirs forever. No, honey, that wasn't a hint. Because you've already got me some really cool stuff. We get each other really cool stuff. That's really cool. But if they're a practical person, then, you know, jewelry doesn't really come into consideration. I think I told this story before, but it's still kind of cool. Or maybe I didn't. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but my wedding ring, you know, has this very basic, very simple pattern in it. And Gryphon's has like the same one, you know. They're titanium. Again, symbolism, because our marriage is stronger than gold. Also, I don't like breaking my hand, and this has actually saved me at least a couple of times. So, you know, no engagement ring, because Gryphon said he didn't want one when I proposed to him. True story. So, and I don't like diamonds. I don't like fancy stuff. It just, when am I gonna wear it? You know, that's just not my style. It's not something I do. So, I guess it was a couple of years ago, something like that. He was at work, and they were doing this sale thing, and he got me these diamond earrings. They are by far my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Anytime I go out anywhere with any excuse, I wear these diamond earrings. Not because they're diamond, but because they're these loops that have the exact same pattern as our wedding rings. They're just these two lines that go back and forth. Simple, beautiful, elegant, and I fucking love them. That's the power of knowing your partner's gifting language. Let's see. Okay. Service. All right, what is service? Well, service is doing favors. Service is taking out the trash, doing laundry, things like that. But as I mentioned right here, it's particularly powerful to the stay-at-home partners for your partner to do stuff without being told. This is one of the things, again, that we're trying to train the boys on, train the kids on, is to do things without being told means that they're thinking of you. Now, sometimes you do need to at least be reminded, like, hey, honey, my check engine light is on, or hey, my maintenance light is on. And then I go and I get the oil, and I go change the oil, and I go plug in my OBD2 sensor to find out what's wrong. You know, that's, you know, those, you need a heads up on stuff like that. But for the rest of it, you know, oh, hey, this laundry, Gryphon did this just the other day. This laundry basket is sitting here full of unfolded laundry. And she's in there making dinner. Let me take care of this. Oh my God, I was over the goddamn moon. It was amazing. So, you know, kind of a big deal. It was a big deal to me. You see this guy? You see this guy? No, I don't love you. I don't care about that. Why would I do that? That's just dumb. See, the clever thing would be to go, oh yeah, like okay, yeah, it really was just in the way, and I really did just, but oh yeah, baby, because that's how much I love you. I totally did that just for you. Yeah. Uh-huh. Making sure the bills are paid, cup of coffee. So, and here's the other thing. All right, so I mentioned before that love languages, you have giving and receiving love languages. And a lot of times they're not the same. They're not like the same on the list, right? Sometimes one will be, touch will be at the top of the receiving, but like words of affirmation will be at the top of the giving. Service is almost always at the same place. It's either going to be at the bottom, or it's going to be in the middle, or it's going to be at the top. because for a specific person, because that's one of the things, it speaks to what your values are, more so I think than most of the others. Which I know sounds a little weird. That's the wrong eraser. Which I know sounds a little weird. It's too heavy. I mean, I suppose to a certain degree, all of the love languages speak to a value. But service as a love language speaks to a specific value of work ethic, I guess. Not just in terms of, well, that person works hard and wow, he's a good hard worker or whatever, but work ethic is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't really want to do what needs to be done. Work ethic is getting up in the morning even though you fucking don't want to. Work ethic is making sure shit gets taken care of even though you really don't want to. Coming up with something for dinner even though you are so tired of cooking. Sometimes that means making sure that you have enough leftovers so that if you do hit that moment, people are still taken care of. But people specifically who value acts of service place a particular value on work ethic. Not just in terms of doing chores, of going to work, of paying bills, things like that, but also like reciprocating favors. Let me check something here, make sure that this is not. I said quit all the way. You also need to quit all the way. You are definitely quitting all the way. No, for reals. I'm watching my little CPU up here go, ah! Come on. Oh my gosh. For reals? You're not even. So, it can be in bed. Acts of service in bed. So that is asynchronous sex, maybe? I don't know if you want to call it that. It's trading favors, manual, oral, focusing on your partner's pleasure and orgasm. And then they turn around and focus on yours. And that is an absolutely lovely way to have sex, because it's, especially if you're not trying to like make babies, you know, it works out to be much more satisfying, much more frequently. Dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, look. There was something else I was going to say about service and I don't remember what the hell it was. Do you have any thoughts on that, honey? All right. Oh, let's see. Let's see. We've already been over touch, words of affirmation, gifting, service. So this is actually our last one. quality time. Quality time is not just sitting on the couch together, watching movies, although sometimes it is, okay? Remember what I said about touch, about intention, okay? So if you're sitting on the couch together and you're sharing that time together, it's not just, well, I guess we're in the same room and I guess we're watching the TV. It's deliberately being with one another. It's not about your presence. It's about your engagement. Okay? Means put your goddamn phone down. I mean, not right now if you're watching this on your phone, because that would be stupid. Watch it together. You know? Who knows? You might learn new curse words. Now, this is where it does get a little bit weird. Now, mismatched engagement dynamics. So that has to do with like introvert versus ambivert versus extrovert. Okay? Communication obviously is the cornerstone of everything, but it can still be weird. So quality time, when you have mismatched engagement styles, this was a little bit weird, actually for Gryphon and I when we first got together, because I considered myself a limited introvert, limited extrovert maybe, and he was like, nope, straight up straight up introvert, except he wanted to go out to like clubs and stuff. I'm like, okay, we can do that, cool. And usually if I went out to clubs, it's like, okay, I'm only going to see people that I know, and then that's that. I had spent years and years and years not going to clubs because crippling social anxiety, just saying. And then once I figured out the whole weight thing, oh yeah, I can do this more. Oh wait, then I found out people just suck. And I don't like it. And I would actually have to drink more than I was particularly comfortable with so that I could be around them without suffering crippling social anxiety. Yay! Awesome. Fucked coming and going. Great. But at the same time, I really liked going out with him. It's that whole being home thing. And yeah, I get it. Like, this entire stream is really just turning into, hey, how many ways is my husband really cool? But you know what? You guys are the ones watching it. Or not, I guess. Well, you should be angry dolphin face. That's what you get to be. So when it's quality time that is your love language, or that's the love language you want to work on, it is, again, all about intention. How much do you really want to be with the person you're with? Like, be with, capital B, exist with, in one space. So we played board games together. Especially now without other people. We just got a really cool one today, and I'm like, well, this sucks because we can't play it till tomorrow night. Is that me? That wasn't me, was it? Better not have been me. But it's not about, hey, I want to play this game, although it's a really cool game and I really want to play it. It's about I want to play this game with you. Or after the stream. Uh, it's like 10:30, and it's gonna take me a long minute to learn this game. I'm just saying. It's Too Many Bones. Yeah, Too Many Bones. Um, Maybe we should start. We've had this discussion. Sleep is for the weak, which is now. This is the week. This is Tuesday. The weekend is another story. All right, this is pissing me off. Give me just a second. Yes. Anyway, sleep is for the weak. This is the week. That's the weekend. Friday, Saturday. Actually, the weekend starts Wednesday night, going into The kid has like a 5-day weekend for some insane reason. It's Tuesday, and that's close enough for you. That's you know what? I'm not surprised. You give it a little pearl earring right there. There we go. Keep rubbing all my details off. There we go. My brain's a little mushy. Okay, so yes, we both love board games because of the mechanics and because of the cleverness and because of the artwork, and I mean there's a lot that goes into why we like board games and why we like playing them and things like that. But mostly I would not be nearly as into it, except that we get to spend time together. That's the best part. That's the very best part. That's the quality time. It's about the intention of being together, the intention of playing together honestly, the intention of learning something new, of being goofy. You know, I almost think we should like stream just us playing board games because it's a freaking hoot. It's really hilarious. We played Horizon Zero Dawn the other night. Now, granted, it went on a lot longer than I needed it to, just because I was tired, mostly catching up on emotional labor. But I don't know. That'd be kind of fun. I think it'd be kind of fun. So that's it. Quality time. Every last one of these is about intention. Oh, hey, I got something for you at the store. All right, whatever. Oh, hey, they hit I hit a kiosk in the airport on my way out. I mean, just like, some cheap crap. Okay. I mean, I like gave you a hug when I got in the door. Okay. It's a love language. It's not it's not a I guess that's okay language. Really? Really? 10:30. 10:30, Panda? Oh my gosh. Girl, I swear. What are you even? You're just gonna have to go rewind it and watch all of it, girl, because this is like we're just talking about like it sounds like it's been a day. I mean, I thought this was like your favorite. I thought this was your love language. Intention, quality time. I know. I'm fucking with you. Anyway, all of the love languages are based on intention, and there's no way around that. You know, if you half-ass it, I really want you to ask yourself what the hell you're doing with that person in the first place. You know, half-assing something really just means you're an entire ass. I don't like how any of that went. Wow, this paper is the suck. Oh, dang. I feel ya. I had a headache on Saturday. I get it. So to get y'all caught up, I'm sure you've seen this on the Book of Face. I'm doing Inktober, and I didn't feel like stopping. So today, y'all just get to watch me draw. You poor things. But are over the 5 love languages, and basically the long and short of it is love each other with intention. And as pointed out, and we discussed, actually you and I discussed last week, Panda, is that love languages are not about sex or intimacy. It's not about sex, rather. It's all about intimacy. It's all about expression. It's all about intention. And mermaids. It's clearly 100% about mermaids all the way. And also arguing with sketchbooks. This paper blows goats for quarters. I'm just saying. I think I'm just going to use it for like rough sketches, because this, trying to do it for artsy fartsy stuff, is not working so well. Like, it doesn't even erase well. What the heck? But then it won't hold on to like any freaking graphite. Like, all my details are going away. I mean, that's not just me, right? Goodness. All right. Yeah. I got a little kamicky with most of those. I think let's do this. I think let's give her that. That. This. That. Ooh, definitely some of that. And then a little bit of this. And oh no! That was exactly what it sounded like. That's fine. I want that one. And yeah, that's good. Maybe this one. Yeah, well, I'm on FB less and less and less. Book of Face is just not my friend. All right. It just doesn't take color for shit either. I was going to recommend this whole draw by committee thing, but not until I get a different paper, which I have just like right over here. I just didn't feel like redrawing this today because oh my god, I hate this stuff so much. So, Panda, what are your love languages? What'd you say your top love language is? Can you fresh run what they are? Touch, not sexual touch, just touch. Words of affirmation, gifting, service and quality time. I think that's completely legit. One of the things that we were just talking about was how everybody does have preferences for all, but situations and circumstances and such can make them change. The biggest question is, or rather the specific question is, which one do you feel is your, in general, top one? Like for me, like I think right now, I think quality time is probably mine. Okay, so that's how you give it. How do you like to receive it? What do you feel your need in general is? It's very interesting that you brought up giving first without considering, without mentioning receiving. That's a little weird. Not, well, I mean, not weird, it's just like, it's very telling. You know what? That's fair. I want you to really think about this, kiddo. I want you to really think about this. Yes, I see how you have been conditioned and believe that your value is only based in what you can give. However, you spend all your time giving, hoping that the other person finally sees clear for you to receive, for them to see you as worthy to give back, to love you enough to return the favor. And you've invested an enormous amount of time and energy in people that would never have done that because they were too busy taking advantage of your tendency to give. So I think you might only feel like you're unhappy if you can't give because that's only as far as you've ever gotten. No one has sufficiently invested the time and energy to explore what your needs are. Based also on the fact that I know you and, sorry, internet, I'm not being psychic. I have personal knowledge of Wicked Panda. Oh, that would be pretty cool, huh? Oh my god, this paper blows goats. It's horrible. Yeah. Quality time is pretty awesome. It's definitely one of I just ugh, the stupid thing. Oh, there it is. You'd think with a tooth as deep as this one, it would smudge a little better, but it doesn't. She needs a little deeper green on her nipple. There we go. Let them figure out what. Oh my god, and it just came the fuck off. Seriously? Ugh. All right. More quality time? More than most people, or more than most other love languages? I think I'm gonna have to ink this after the fact. Oh, I know you more than most. Yes, I do. But definitely think I'm gonna ink this tomorrow. I think it's a better idea. No, that would be me. Here's another fun story. I was commenting earlier about how this whole thing is really just turning into me talking about how crazy I am about Gryphon. And one of the ways that I knew, not just that things were going well and that you're good at ignoring inappropriate punctuation and capitalization, or me talking endlessly about how much I adore you. You know, you need to be specific, man. All of it. I was trying to set up not to do so, and see. Because honestly, he respects it. I mean, it's not like it makes him crazy. He just respects it when people do use correct punctuation and stuff, even if he doesn't. Although he really works hard to. I was an absolute grammarnista, I guess. Absolutely the worst. Oh my god. I could not stand it if people did not use good grammar and ending sentences with prepositions. And then he did. And I was like, wait a minute. That just sounds culturally appropriate now. Huh. Cool. No idea why. No idea what was different, what changed. No clue. Just like, oh, now that doesn't bother me. Writing is to get your point across. If you can't be understood, then you fail at communication. That is correct. But as I told my friend the other day, I'm good at context. So if you can figure it out from there, you're fine. There have, however, been times recently when it's all failed horribly. You still have a headache and you're on here? What the heck, girl? Go to bed. Could have just sent a message going, my head hurty, bye-bye. It's all good. We'd love to see you, but come on. Well, alrighty then. Yeah. I want this one. First time in ever I've slept more than 8 hours. I think Saturday I slept 16 hours? Leonidas is looking at me like, yeah, that sounds about right. I had a bad headache. At least they're only once a month now, but I have an appointment with Neuro tomorrow to discuss why he's wrong. The stuff that he gave me to deal with my once a month, holy crap, I want to die headaches is wrong. And I told him it was wrong. Somebody needs to listen to me or he is not going to oh, great. Or he's not going to be my neurologist for very long. But yeah, I'm gonna have to ink this because the pencil just isn't working. Man. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's really bad. It's like super toothy, but not in a good way. So I'll definitely use a different one tomorrow. Anyway, it's 11 o'clock. That means it is time for us to sign off. But Twitter at Love Bites Hard TV. YouTube's Love Bites Hard TV. Discord. I cannot spell. Love Bites Hard. And links are always below. I love you very much, Panda, and everybody else. Thank you for joining us and indulging my weird, I just need to finish drawing stuff today. Hey, you know what? Maybe we'll do it again. I don't know. It was fun. I will catch you guys next time.